We are first match of the day, Foggy, OrcWorker, winner bracket, semi-final. Here are your two players, Ukraine versus the Belarus. Both have been to China before, WCA and GCS. Foggy, of course, the #1 player in the West with the Vice Championship and the second last GCS and a few bronze medals before that. OrcWorker, quite of a horrible track record at GCS, 0-8 in maps. But yeah, he is playing poker a lot. Foggy was grinding games. He wanted to get the #1 spot on Northrend. Didn't succeed yet, but he has shown that he's putting a lot of work into this glorious game. He wants to go to China for the second time this year after the disappointing quarterfinal elimination at GCS over Infi. So, Foggy is the big favorite. At you fans, Foggy is the big favorite on paper with 70% win rate versus OrcWorker with a strong matchup versus Orc. Will he bring it to the table? We'll see. Off we go.
Forces are under attack.
We of course expect aggressive playstyle out of Foggy. Your favorite playstyle for sure against Orc. That's his trademark. Getting the staffs, going into the base, cancelling the lodge, making the Orc's life difficult. Not going creep heavy. Not like many of the Koreans are doing it, but more aggressive. He wants to dictate the pace of this game. He's got a good start here. No creeps denied yet with the Ancient of War. It's dropping kind of low here, but should survive.
Yes.
Scouting as well with a wisp across the map. And also a signature Foggy move going for the 21 supply tech.
Something
with a little Moonwell trick. Or, well, the shop trick, I guess we should call it. There it is! Starts up very early. Pretty much the same time, neck and neck with the Orc. OrcWorker here slightly ahead. And the Demon is walking across. Wants to be aggressive. Not really here to do big damage. That's unlikely. But he wants to keep his own base safe here with his presence in the Orc's main. Okay,
I do have a problem here that my game is stuck when I'm tapped in. Which is quite bad, obviously. I'm trying to fix it here, but I don't really know how that works and why that is.
Okay, that's a little strange. Hopefully we manage to resolve that here in a moment. Foggy actually gets the burrow cancel. That's pretty nice, but of course now he's not stuck in the main! The peon messed up the block. Oh no. If he commits for that burrow kill, you at least have to force that TP.
Yeah.
That's a big mistake. And in the meantime, the archer actually is continuing to creep. Not a big camp, only the small one here, but still more experience for this demon for the ever so important level 3.
So hopefully this works better now. No, it doesn't. I have no idea. Ah! We got it! Okay, sorry for the inconvenience here, boys, but we do have the in-game picture now. It's working.
What was the cause of the trouble?
I have no idea. Some technical stuff.
But it's working now. That's good. So, good start for Foggy in the early. That burrow kill, or cancel rather, delayed the second round by a long time. The Blade Master here had a tough time leveling himself, but he did hit level 2. It's gonna get the archer here. That's actually pretty nice. This already means that killing the tier 2 buildings isn't gonna be so easy. And perhaps you could have blocked the way for the Orc with an archer in that little entrance. Also not gonna be possible anymore. Now the two are trading here in the middle.
Foggy, by the way, denied the archer, so no further experience for the Blade Master, stuck at level 2. He does have the staff, as you said. Tier 2 is about to be finished for OrcWorker. A little bit ahead, but that's about it. He has the grunt in position. This is what we see all the time in Night Elf versus Orc. Foggy is involved. It's so dangerous. Only the best of the best are able to defend the infamous Foggy push. Here's the Beastery. The Lodge will be placed here. But can he defend it? TC second, of course. Beastmaster second, of course. Foggy bought the Sever Preservation, and there's only one way, and that goes to the upper right.
So, it's time to tell his staff in already. Not yet. He's holding on to it. The Quillbeast is in the main. Now he can staff, if he so desires. But no, goes onto the Wisp instead. And the Peons are blocking the way. He's not gonna get in there. The Bestiary is safe, but the bigger kill would be the Lodge anyways. But we don't have one in the first place here. Is it off base somewhere? No?
I was scouting for it as well, but no, there it is. First push defended, and the Beastmaster is retreating, so OrcWorker not losing resource. Of course he's losing time with that push, but like with a delayed lodge that he didn't build. But he saved the resources, so it's kind of a trade. Actually, Foggy accomplished not too much here.
Yeah, the walkers are gonna be later, but that is it pretty much. Canceling the lodge now, that would be the dream, but there's not, the staff isn't ready, it's unlikely to work. The Beastmaster himself is creeping up in the middle.
But OrcWorker sees this.
Soon here. It's too late though to steal any last hit. It's gonna be close. Goes all to Foggy.
Okay. The TC didn't find any experience just yet. He just popped out, but he's not going for laboratory or green spot or whatever.
Nice entry ward here for Foggy. Found it just a moment ago. Placed in the middle is going to give him so much information. What does he want to do? Keep on creeping himself or be annoying? Or could maybe surround the Blade Master here? He almost got the 4 units around.
With that, 2 Quill Beasts.
That was so close.
Not
could have perhaps
easy.
been able to fight out. Most likely would have been able to fight out. But that was a scary moment.
Cloak of Shadows for the TCU finally gets the first experience. Blade Master still harassing the Night Elf player, who has, close to level 2. That will help him a lot with more creeping, more scouting, obviously. First Raider is out, the first Walker is in production as well. Ensign upgrade should be ready since we see the second Raider. Watcher wards will help Foggy. We have a lot of vision on the map with a ward here, with wisps everywhere. He knows what's going on.
Nice Ensnare dodge. Well done. Talon safely back at home, and Foggy's playing this so confident, man. Before Master, without his Ancient of War support, of course he doesn't have the Tinker yet or the Orb, but he's still managing to kill this creep camp here. It's scary, man. He doesn't know where the Blade Master is, or does he somehow? Ah, he has the vision, of course, from that sentry in the middle. So that keeps him safe.
Blade Master also only level 2, no level 2 Windwalk, no level 2 crit for the first fight, only 2 circles. It's not the best equipped Blade Master of all time. TC got his aura and shockwave, so he could fight. Of course, he doesn't want to fight yet. Very obvious creep here at the mercenary camp now, but both players are focusing on their levels. This level 2 here, the level 3 on the Demon Hunter, which he did not delay for anything, and the Master Training. 50% done. This is what will change the entire game.
Thank you very much, Chaco, for the host, and Anonymous with 50 euros. Thank you for keeping Walker 3 alive, is what he's saying. Thank you, man, you're participating here yourself. And Uku, subbing for the first time, welcome. Foggy's getting a lot of stuff done this game. He's taking out the next creep camp, and this is always the biggest danger and scare for the Night Elves if they're being attacked and threatened before Master. He doesn't have it yet, and this creep jack could in fact be painful, but there's a TP out by Foggy playing it safe. Big shockwave comes in, but he keeps all of his talents alive.
Only level 1, everything's still in the green HP range, and Master is done. Tinker is on the way, good levels on the Beastmaster as well, level 2 Quill Beast right around the corner. Raiders are trying to find the Night Elf again, and there's a big creep spot for the Tauren Chieftain. This is Scroll of Healing. 1 already. Big invul, and now the item. What's it gonna be? Scourge Bone Chimes, of course.
Would be a big one. And at level 3. Devotion aura. Certainly not what he was looking forward to. Tinker now out, gonna get some experience as well. Really like the experience spread here from Foggy. He's doing a very good job. Once the demon was level 3, he is not giving him any more experience. The value on the other heroes, of course, far greater. The Beastmaster, almost level 3 already. But now it is finally time for some smork, as OrcWorker is heading towards the main, going for the Moonwells right away.
Indeed, very aggressive. 57 supply by OrcWorker, pushing over upkeep fast, and that was a massive shockwave on level 2. He should have a heal scroll to counter that. Yeah, he has one on the Demon Hunter. Nice position here with the Fury Dragons, but the Beastmaster with an invul potion, last second, 10 HP. Insane save by Foggy, but the Raiders, they are fighting the talents here. Everything is super low. Dispel, the TC doesn't have mana, but he's still a big tank in the middle of everything. Cyclone on the Blade Master to deny him, but how much mana does he have still? Oh, a lot. Okay, he can disable, but will he hold on?
It's looking pretty decent for OrcWorker, I would say. The talents are being attacked by those rays. Everything's dropping low. The staff out. Is it going to be in time?
Whoa!
Oh my god, on 39 HP. Once
He's
again,
ensnared.
barely saving that hero. Still ensnared. Next to the shop. Gets the potion, and with that will survive.
Last second save once again. Cyclone on the Blade Master was super important. The Raiders are falling on the left. The Talons are kind of protected, but 3 Raiders can always attack 1 Talon, which is amazing for OrcWorker. The Pocket Factory is there. Another End Snare on the Demon Hunter. He cannot afford a potion at the moment. And there's a critical strike. And there's another hit. The potion should be ready. Another Cyclone saves his life. Insane game here. Is it off?
He missed that hit, dude. He missed that hit. Evasion coming in. Did that miss just win him this game? Level 3 for the Beastmaster. He just became a lot stronger. And guess what? The Blade is stuck in the main himself now. He might be in danger of dying. Is there more healing? There isn't. He's blocking the way. The Beastmaster's the bouncer. He's not getting out. He is gonna get taken out by the tree, actually.
Oh my god. What a fight. Here. Absolutely. A game on a knife's edge, and that knife just went to heaven with the rest of the green-skinned Blade Master. OrcWorker was so close to breaking Foggy's base, army, everything. And now he has to retreat, and everything is bruised. The Fury Dragons, the Quill Beast, of course, massive help in taking out those units here. Blade Master coming back. That will take forever. And Foggy again pushing with newly built talents. He could need some items though.
Yeah, can he push though? His demon is below 150 HP. Absolutely no moon juice. I think he's waiting for the moonstone or heal potions or something.
Yeah.
Both of them probably.
He's also supply stuck, so that buys OrcWorker the time that he needs. Healing selves everywhere. Shop with a heal scroll. He doesn't have an invul at the moment. Might be off cooldown. No, it's actually ready. Beastmaster got half a level in that fight. Tinker close to level 2. It's not too many talents at the moment, but a lot of resources for Foggy. Demon Hunter is back. Nighttime. Moon Juice is regenerating. So the situation for both. I think they're ready to fight again.
Demon coming from the main with that potion. But no invul, no scroll of healing especially. If this TC finds some nicely lined up talents, could be big damage. Of course, if Foggy pushes into the main, with the mana potions, with the clarities, the TC is going to have some nice backup from that shop. When is the blade coming out again? Very soon.
Yeah, Foggy just got the invul and the heal scroll from OrcWorker's shop because he didn't buy that one. He had the resources, the invul potion was there, but he decided not to go for it for whatever reason. Blade Master is back, empty inventory. What's a Blade Master without an invul potion?
Well, he has to hope that there's not too much mana on the talents, but there's plenty of mana. The 6 out in the middle of the map, all reaching near max mana. But he couldn't produce talents for quite a while. As you pointed out, he was supply stuck for a good amount of time.
But he bought the second invul from the left shop. There's no chance for OrcWorker to get an invul now. Gets the Rune Bracers, not the item that he was looking for. And here's the Creep Jack from Foggy, or is it?
Out of invisibility, the Demon Hunter used his mana burn as well, so he can't use any more Shockwave. The TC out of mana pretty much, and now backed against the corner. But he has Berserker support, that's really nice.
And no TP.
To bolster his forces.
The only item he has is the heal scroll. He wants to force something. Is there a town portal on Foggy's side? No, there's not. So hero focus immediately.
Dude, the fairy damage against the walkers in the back. They're all dead already. There's one walker left who doesn't have mana. There is 0 dispel on this orc side. Usually with that, you can't hope to win a fight. Scroll of healing coming in, the only one he had. Blade Master's still low HP. That's it already, GG.
Oh boy, that was so close. Way closer than expected. If this push works, man, and it was so close to work, then OrcWorker wins this. Foggy, his initial push didn't work out, but then out of that defense.
And by the way, in that first big attack, I was like thinking, are the fairies maybe a little bit too early? Rather like him later on. But in that last fight, they did so much damage, dude. If those walkers aren't linked up, they pop so fast.
Yeah, that was sick. Like,
good.
So I set this live on read more for a second. Yeah, Foggy, of course, the big favorite, but OrcWorker for almost an inactive player, pretty nice. Like, I don't get why I didn't go for that invul on the right side, but I don't think in that position that would have changed anything. And we gotta say that Amazonia is most likely the best Night Elf map we have.
Yeah, certainly Foggy's favorite map.
Yeah.
He seems to play that so extremely well. I've seen him also tear some new ones here in Ancient Isles, our second map, by the way.
Yeah, in a very interesting fashion. With Engine of War pushes and stuff like that.
Once again, we should be expecting aggressive play here out of Foggy. OrcWorker, honestly, like the early game and mid game didn't look too good for him at all, but he found that timing, that one attack, and it almost won him the game.
Yeah. So, with the 1-0 lead of Foggy, we go in game. There we are. On Ancient Isles, as Remo said, match points already for the Ukrainian. This is all best of 3 in the early stages. In the bottom right, we see OrcWorker from the Belarus. In the upper left, we have Foggy with the match points. Normal build, Engine of War against the Ogres, not against these here. And it should be a Demon Hunter. Everything else would surprise me a lot.
Yeah, this isn't Moon, guys, so we shouldn't expect the Beastmaster here. We saw a lot of entertaining games earlier today in the WGL qualifier July race. But no, this is for all the marbles. Only one single spot. The 4 best Europeans all battling for only one single slot. It's all going to be today. It's going to be a long night possibly for these players, for all of us, I guess.
Of course, the games were going to be played all after each other. No game simultaneously, so probably 6.5 hours or so of Warcraft 3.
Of the best that Europe has to offer.
Indeed. Demon Hunter, Blade Master. No surprise here. Barracks and shop, so not a super fast tech. Burrow in a position where it can be sniped, where it can help in the defense as well.
And as we look at the base layout here for the Orc, it's quite a bit different than it is on most other maps. As you can see, the altar is far away from the main building. So blocking the way is really difficult. So canceling the second burrow for the Night Elf should be pretty doable, and he should be able to escape then as well. He's not going to be level 2. That's the greatest thing about AZ. You get level 2 right away, but he's going to have the item. He's going to be almost level 2. And with that, canceling that burrow is going to be a danger once again.
Also, on this map, this is the only map that Blizzard did not touch, so you can still hide your wisps, which will be helpful for Foggy, since he can hide the wisp here in the second row, and then stab onto it, and it can't be attacked, because the Orc, at the very beginning, has no range attack. But OrcWorker's off to a great start with a clause of attack +6.
Yeah, and the ring isn't gonna really help too much for canceling the burrow, but it looks like he's still gonna try. OrcWorker's here to defend. Can he block maybe with a peon or something? He's not even trying for it, so is the damage high enough? How are the DPS rolls here from the demon? He has to block with 2 peons. Maybe then he can actually force his TP. He creates a war mill here to keep the demon stuck.
He also cancels the burrow, so he gets the resources back. Can he fight through the war mill? I don't think so. This is either a TP or a killed Demon Hunter. He's buying some time still, but there's no way he can escape this. Oh, misses
TP
this
or
one?
not. If he doesn't TP, of course, he can do nothing for half a minute. So he does use the TP, but that's an expensive loss, man.
Yeah, I agree. But on the other side, do you really want to give the experience to the Blade Master to give him a big boost towards level 2? I don't know. Do you want to be passive for half a minute? I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
That's why I really don't know if this auto cancel, if you're sure to lose the TP, is that really worth it? Well, it limits the Blade Master's creeping. He's going to be stuck on only 1 grunt. But on this map especially, you can still creep pretty well with 1 grunt. As we see here, he's taking out the Berserkers first. It's really easy to do. And then the Overseer left by himself, also fairly easy to take out. He already has the heal selves with him to heal up. That's his level 2. So you do slow down the blade, yes, of course. But it comes at the cost of a TP.
Step teleportation for Foggy, of course. All out aggression checks. This is 75% for Foggy. Faster from OrcWorker.
It's a peon stuck again, by the way, behind the burrows.
This
Second time today.
Third time today. Wasn't it?
Ah, yeah, third time today. Right.
One could have been intentional, but the others certainly weren't. So the Orc tech, of course, faster. Will he once again delay the launch and wait for the push? Demon Hunter comes in. Oh, the bounces were not ready. They were a little sleepy, but there's also no buildings to cancel.
Speaking of cancels, by the way, in chat right now, people are asking how much money do you get back for cancels. It depends on how much damage it took. The more damage a building took, the less you get back. So basically, if it takes 99% damage, you cancel it. You get barely anything back, but you still get something back.
The bestiary here, very, very protected by Grunt and Peon. And so again, the same tactic as on Ancient Isles. He's just not building the lodge until the Demon Hunter is gone. Ooh, almost trapping him with a few crits. He's dead, and he's not lucky enough. This is a very new approach to this super early tier 1 push. How do you like it?
Yeah. I don't know. I think if you set up the lodge first and it gets cancelled, you should still be able to set it up immediately again. So, but I guess OrcWorker tried it out. Of course, with that, you're not going to be at risk of losing as many resources, but it's still going to be delayed.
Yeah, that's for sure. He forced the town portal at the first attempt, but also Foggy is playing this differently because he's not pushing with the Beastmaster together.
Yeah. It's like almost the first time that I see him doing this more passively, right?
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Book of the Dead. Creeping or aggression? Yeah, it makes no sense for... or against Night Elf to use that Book of the Dead in the near... or next to the base of Night Elf, because one Wisp cancels this, but especially for either Red Spot or Mercenary Camp, this Book of the Dead is really good. Of course you can sell it and trade for an Invul or a Heal Scroll. But against the Drake, it should be very, very fun.
Yeah, I think for power creeping the TC especially, this could be very, very nice.
Yeah, like Mercenary Camp into Goldmine if he has the time.
Mana Stone here for Foggy. Once again, a mana item. He found the greater mana on the last map as well. Oh, but now he's in trouble. The staff is ready, but does he really have the time to use it? I'm not so sure. Here comes the Raider. He has the Ensnare. Has he? He's trying to transfer something. Can he do it? Can he block him? Can he block him to freedom? Staffing out. It's not going to be in time. And he gets that hero kill. Greedy play out of Foggy, leaving the main without a staff of teleportation. Staff of preservation, excuse me.
Yes, this was a little risky maybe. Without any items, without the staff of preservation indeed. One of the key items usually in his play, and this time he just didn't have it. And OrcWorker with a lot of map control now. This is why Night Elves are so careful until they have Master, because exactly that happens.
I guess Foggy is trying to cut as many corners as he can because he needs tier 3 of course, and the Master Training and Talents, but he also needs the Orb. He also needs the Tinker. That's all a lot of gold, it all takes a lot of time, and if you can save those 15 seconds that you don't spend the 150 gold on that staff, then you can hit the good timing early. But of course, if you lose your demon in the meantime, then you get punished hard.
Yeah, it's even more map control for OrcWorker now, and that should be an easy jump to level 3. He's not using the Book of the Dead, so I think he's gonna sell it for a scroll. Berserker, of course, helps against Talents, helps against the Red Drake. And Foggy, what are you doing? Just small creep spots, small steps towards level 3. And the Drake dies. This time, Sobi Mask. TC is happy about that for sure.
He's almost level 3 as well, with full mana. And the demon, how close is he to level 3? Not too far away, certainly, but he's going to have to share experience at the same time, most likely. So he sells the mana stone at his shop, gets the orb, and now here's the Tinker. And now finally, he has what he needs.
Yeah, Master Training is finished as well. Orb of Venom is there. Still no Staff of Preservation, but the Tinker. So... OrcWorker's most likely going for this little green one here. Has one heal scroll already. Invu Potion is already there. He keeps the Book of the Dead. Is he hoping for a position where Foggy has no wisps?
Yeah, in a battle in the middle of the map, that's not too unlikely. For most Night Elves at least. Foggy is one of the Night Elves most adamant about bringing Wisps to big battles. But if you can pop it and split it, it can still be effective. But it's gonna be even more that the Orc has to micro in a matchup where he has to micro a lot already. Level 3 now for the TC. Pendant on the ground. These items are magnificent for the milk cow.
Absolutely. Pendant of Energy and Sobi Mask is just the dream for the cow.
And Foggy, he gets mana items as well, but for him, they're really, really bad.
Yeah, mass summons don't really work that well here. OrcWorker this time plays a little more careful, not rushing into 57 supply, not rushing this first attack. But man, he is creep-jacking hard here.
Oh, this is dangerous. This is really dangerous. There's no TP on the Night Elf side. I love the Shadow Priest here for a little bit more healing. Everything counts here on this demon. He has the 1 invul and the 1 heal scroll. Beastmaster, inches away from level 3. But finding that first kill against an Orc army can oftentimes be so difficult to do. And here are the Wisps that Foggy rarely forgets to bring to a big battle.
Yeah, he absolutely needs that against the Book of the Dead. Otherwise, he will lose that fight easily. Worker now at 57. Foggy at 50, though. Army composition is good. 4 Raiders, 2 Walkers, full mana, TC with an illusion even, so he might trick Foggy into a bad mana burn. There's a Peon ready for an expansion.
Once I get the second scroll of healing here, it's gonna have so much value with all the Spirit Link.
Yes, he gets it. Nothing available in this shop. Foggy's inventory. He has 1 invul and 1 heal scroll. Is that enough?
So Foggy was positioning himself there in a very good position, and for that reason OrcWorker didn't take the fight. Instead, he's bringing the fight to the main, trying to force a TP out of Foggy. Uses it, gets back home. That's an easy 350 gold for nothing.
Even without a speed scroll, which he doesn't have, which is interesting. Engine of
Foggy
War.
has so much gold, by the way.
400, yeah, that's true.
After making a Moonwell and an Ancient of War to keep the expo from coming up. Could use some more consumables. Another invul, another scroll of healing, but he doesn't have TP anymore. Again, dangerous to move out, but he's doing it right now.
Okay. So we come to a point on the game on Ancient Isles where there's not too much to creep anymore. No items available anymore. It's just battle for shops, but there are 2, so you can't force a fight there. So it's all about positioning. Where can you position your opponent to force a good fight? And of course, with an expansion, you can force your opponent to come to you, because that is the only reason why he has to leave his base. And then you can set up a trap.
At the same time, though, it fashions a timing for being attacked, a timing that Foggy's gonna know about, so he can exactly manage his resources to be at the strongest once this Great Hall is done. How is he gonna decide to try to do that? Tinker at the shop getting items. That's the
I like
way
that
you
play.
to go about it.
Yeah, it's a little bit Joshishi-like, how he does it on Ancient Isles with the Staff of Teleportation. Yeah. Really cool.
And use the level 1 Tinker, you know, if he should get caught and taken out. Not too bad. Only level 1 hero.
Yeah, that's true. So Foggy knows about this expansion, obviously.
A player's forces are under attack.
Since he's scouting well. Blade Master is roaming around scouting for possible Night Elf expansions, which are very unlikely though, on this map especially. OrcWorker pushing into 66 food.
Something we've been seeing more from Night Elves in this matchup in the super late game is Ancient of War support for the big battles. I'd really like to see that. There's already Nature's Blessing for Foggy. But he only has the 1 war. He easily has enough lumber to make more Ancients of War. Kind of surprised that he is not doing that. I guess he's really low on Wisps. And he wants to have the 2 that he still has for Detonate against the Walkers.
And he brings 1 Ancient of War here. He wanted to place 1 here, but got killed at the expansion of OrcWorker.
That's a big supply lead here for the Orc. 69 against 49. Foggy could go into upkeep, but he just doesn't want to do it. Here we go. Yeah. Finally goes into upkeep.
But that takes some time, and OrcWorker's ready to fight with his heal scrolls, with his army, good levels, still the Book of the Dead in case there's no Wisp.
He's pretty low on the walkers, right? Only 3. Alright, a 4th one's coming in.
Oh, the position is so good though. Behind the Ancient of War, behind the mill.
I think Foggy's trying to get to this bottleneck north of the expansion, but he doesn't get the time as OrcWorker is engaging with a nice shockwave to start things off onto a lot of those talents. The Ancient of War dies pretty quickly here, but still hard to reach those talents at the moment. Can the Raiders reach around, get back there to those vulnerable units? The Pocket Factory in a nice position as well. Shockwave comes in again, takes out the Shadow Priest, but that's not the most important target. 2 Raiders on the left flank totally exposed, but they're, they are dragging the entire attention of the Orc army towards them, while more Cyclones coming in. Beast mode on the Blade Master here, trying to go for the Beast. He didn't quite get that one. Another nice shockwave for the TC. And it's just keeping him back. He's got so much mana and he's never getting burned.
This TC has infinite mana there with the Demon Hunter on the other side of the map. Or not on the map, but of the fight. Tinker is hurt, has to use the potion. Raiders are reaching around, they're all hurt though. Next shockwave, but only hitting 3. That was not the greatest. Book of the Dead! And he surrounds him! He has a potion and an Invul Potion. Can he fight through this? There comes the Wisp, well detonated. Invul Potion before the Blade Master can heal. Does he have more Cyclone? Looks like it, but he doesn't want to use it. Oh boy! Tinker dead, 2 talents dead. Massive shockwave from OrcWorker. This should be the equalizer here. Foggy taps out. GG.
Wow. That was a very convincing fight by OrcWorker. He just seemed to have too much, like, too big to fail, I guess. 69 supply. The Night Elf army just wasn't strong enough to deal with all of that.
Yeah, Foggy, of course, this game spiraled a little out of control when he lost his Demon Hunter very early on. This wasn't the best, for sure, not to start this. Then OrcWorker played this very nice, like super map control, good levels, good items. Good timing to push as well.
Yeah, of course, the hero loss was painful, but that's kind of the only thing that really went wrong. When the demon was dead, he was still able to creep up his second hero, the Beastmaster, on the left side of the map. But maybe he pushed a little bit too late. He had a lot of money for a long time. He could have forced a fight when OrcWorker was at 60 supply around there, but woulda, coulda, shoulda, whatever. Well played by OrcWorker, and now it is Foggy's map choice to finish this one off in our deciding game. And what other map would he choose than Terra Stand?
Indeed. Terra Stand LV, of course, the new version. Which is, once again, a little bit of a gambling, and Foggy's item luck wasn't too good.
So I guess it has to change now, right, Neo? That's how... likelihood works to get the numbers even again. Yeah, he had really bad items, man. He had Mana Stone and Pendant on the last map and greater mana on the map before.
And so Foggy had OrcWorker had Sobi Mask and Pendant, which is amazing for him.
Yeah.
And the Book of the Dead, which can be put to good use, you know.
Yeah, it was okay. It surrounded the demon for a little while there.
Yes.
In that last battle, but I think that was kind of unwinnable. So here we go. Terra Stand LV, the new one. As you already said, we're still getting used to how exactly it plays out. But soon, very soon, when 1.30 is out, it's gonna change again, making it, yeah, a little different. Actually, I haven't even checked it out yet. But there are going to be more changes to it. At the moment, it can be very volatile. It can feel pretty random. It can feel pretty imbalanced at times. There's a lot of big items to grab up very easily. The Ancient of War starting at the Merc Camp is one of those where hopefully this time Foggy will be receiving something other than mana.
Indeed. This is very easy to creep for Night Elves. It's giving them level 2 immediately. And a nice item as well. No neutral hero build, so it's a normal altar Demon Hunter play. On the other side, everything else with a Blade Master would surprise me. Here it's also the same build order that OrcWorker plays all the time, with Barracks, Shop, and 1 Burrow. No deviation in the early game yet.
Yep. Everything standard. Sometimes we see orcs skipping the shop, going for circlets, being aggressive, having a fast attack. But here, you really want to go towards the middle, towards the green camps. The claws are so easy to grab up, and it's so far away from your main that you kind of have to go for the shop so early to get the heal cells immediately. And sometimes we see Night Elves trying to contest this, but yeah, for Foggy it doesn't seem to be the case, as he's going to go for the Lightning Shield creep. Most likely, if he's very lucky, he finds Slippers here as well, and Slippers next to the Apprentice Wizards, but that's very unlikely. But he is kind of due for a bit of luck, I would say.
We'll see how that ends up. Lightning Shield on the Archer, damage on everything here should of course not be denied, then we can get experience. And yeah, this will take some time. This calls for a little more passive early game from Foggy's side especially. So will OrcWorker know about this, and does he want to punish it, or does he want to clean the middle for 2 items and a good chunk of experience? Looks like it's the items.
Yeah, wants the middle. Wants those claws. Not as good as before, but still very good. And the demon, what? His bad luck continues, man. The cloak and the wand of mana stealing. Well, it's 250 gold at least, but he certainly would have preferred the good item drops. Hoping for slippers now at least. And another cloak. Mantle. Oh my god, these items for Foggy are so bad.
Really bad. Tier 2 is on the way though. Same for OrcWorker. This time Foggy is a little ahead even. Don't know if he went for the 21 supply trick. Doesn't seem to be the case. Wand of Mana stealing can be nice though, especially later for double mana burn basically to deplete the Torrent Chieftain immediately with 2 mana burns in a row. Or if you want to kill a Blade Master and you see the chance, you can get rid of 100 mana, 150.
A player's forces
It sometimes can be nice. It sometimes can win games unexpectedly, but it's unreliable. Whereas Invul and HP are always going to be good. He's holding on to it for now. Blade Master grabbing up another one of those big items, easy to take out on Terra's stand. Claws +9, and he's starting to become quite the threat.
Indeed, especially with the Gloves of Haze. This is such a nice synergy. Faster attack and bigger attacks. This is not looking good for Foggy so far. But the tech, as I said, is a little faster, so that helps him out. I wonder if he's going to be aggressive again. Or if he plays it Korean Chinese style now, with like super passivity. And just creeping up and gathering items. I think that's the better approach here, since Terrana is so big and has so many good items that can kind of win you games, that maybe Terrana is the only map where I like creeping more.
He's going for the staff regardless, but of course it's going to be helpful in any kind of game. Creep intensive or aggressive. Ancient of War, being scouted by the Grunt, that's so nice. I think this is what Foggy wanted to do. Keep the tier 2 buildings from coming up for as long as possible. Staff home. Be safe with the Blade Master far away, and then creep this camp.
Yeah. OrcWorker scouting is pretty on point. Beastery is coming, and he has to staff out already without doing any damage to anything. Spirit Lodge this time a lot faster than it was before, and the TC is coming as well. Foggy has gold for the hero, has supply, but he's not going for the Beastmaster yet.
Didn't quite have the lumber there for a little bit. Had to wait a little bit longer, prioritizing the wins. And the tier 3, interestingly, makes kind of sense, I guess. Wanting solo experience on the demon for a little bit longer. Wants to get that level 3. He's gonna lose his Ancient of War, isn't he?
No repair. He has to eat something.
Oh, the heal ward's pretty good right now.
Blade Master is coming in though. Beastmaster's not seeing this. He can cancel this, right? Alright, he's getting the Archer first. There's not enough healing.
The Ancient of War is certainly gonna die. Gonna return a bit of damage, but there are heal salves in the inventory. Good thing about TS is there's a lot of camps you can creep without the Ancient of War, but especially the laboratory is gonna be difficult. Has the heal ward though? Those are gonna help.
OrcWorker has quite a history when it comes to eliminating Foggy from winner brackets. Remember WCA 2016? It was the case there when Foggy got his revenge only in the grand final. So it wouldn't be the first time where OrcWorker eliminates him.
First talents are coming out. No Master, of course. Not even Initiate. And this is where OrcWorker is always designed to be more passive. Of course, you want to wait until your Raider, until your Walker. But then there is certainly an opportunity to find some kills onto the Naive, to steal some creeps away from him. But this being such a big map, it would take him a long time to get over as well. TC Is he gonna find as amazing of an inventory as he did last game? So far, not yet, but the Boots of Qualifier are certainly nice for the Blade.
Indeed, more attack speed, more armor, more damage, and that damage goes into crit, so damage-wise it is one of the best items that you can find. It's the Blade Master. Beastmaster has the Hawk. Just scouts if the Blade Master is around to steal some items. He sees, oh damn, that priest is already gone, so no item here for Foggy. This is not the most effective way to creep, I guess. OrcWorker getting another item here from the Enforcer, and quite rushing level 3 on the TC actually.
And might even get this from the natural. Oh, dude, everything here is so hurt. Ooh, he's gonna lose a grunt to creeps. Ouch. I guess the best unit to lose to creeps at least. You want to rotate out of those anyways. Hellstone. Not really what he wants. But, yeah, this will be level 3. And that is what he wants.
Never bad. This is level 3 for the Beastmaster as well. Blade Master level 2, the only hero that does not hit his second primary spell. So Master, where are you? 75%? Right around the corner.
So he already has the Orb of Venom. He's got the money now for the Tinker. There he is. He has no Invul, no Scroll of Healing. That's the one caveat here. And also kind of low number of talents. Still has the Archer, still has the Berserker. Not endless Cyclone just yet. So Foggy decides to creep up a little bit more. Gonna get another big consumables here, hoping for some healing or for some invul. And it's a mana again. He's gonna sell that though. And he can get some potions of his own. Even if those are rather smaller ones. And a Scroll of Healing. He has a lot of gold once again. Last game I felt like Foggy gave OrcWorker perhaps a little bit too much time. At the moment he's still taking his time. Whilst OrcWorker is going to go into upkeep pretty soon, I imagine. Oh, he's expanding on 50 with grunts still left.
This is very rare. He's scouting for a Night Elf expansion as well. And I think Foggy kind of wanted to go for one. There is a Wisp. Ready for him. Demon Hunter, by the way, with Boots of Qualifier. This is nice. The Quill Beast sees this. So he knows
already level 2 for the first real battle.
This is so good because the passive gives him faster Clockwork Goblins, so faster guaranteed damage when they explode. But this is a lot of Raiders as well. Foggy's gonna be Creepjack. This time he has the Town Portal, and everything is healthy. And there is Master.
He's gonna cluster rockets. Oh no, there we go. Now goes for the passive. Yeah. Took him a while. That's the item on the ground here. With the speed.
How do you see the passive, by the way?
+2 damage.
Ah, yeah, of course. Invo Potion and Heal Scroll. Heal Scroll on the TC as well. Foggy is expanding. Both players want to rely on a better economy for the later stages of this game. Demon Hunter level 3.7. Also very close to the big level 2 evasion.
So is he even going to commit to an attack then? I think Foggy could have a very good timing here. This Orc army,
he's
low on walkers, still with grunts in this. Of course, on the bridge would be the perfect position. Foggy will try to drag OrcWorker back here, but unlikely that the Belarusian will fall for it.
Yes, he knows the only thing that he needs is to keep the expo up. Why would he follow him onto the bridge? There's no real reason to do so.
Oh, illusions everywhere.
Really wants to
sniff out the real ones.
57 supply, but a lot of that went into mercenaries who are not in the battle. So keep that in mind. Shockwave not too good.
Stays out of range though at least. Do not get burned, of course, that is. Open battlefield here if Foggy gets one step closer. Mauler now for him as well. Big army. 59 Night Elf supply. A rare sight indeed. OrcWorker at 64 already himself. And now taking out those Fairy Dragons is really nice. It takes a little while, but he's gonna get him if Foggy doesn't engage. That was a nice shockwave. He gets burned after it though, but guess what? He has a greater mana once again.
Indeed. And the Blade Master has still an invul to enable Beast Mode. Demon Hunter in the front. Shockwave was nice, hitting 3 targets. The Raider have this concave that you really want, but Foggy is kind of blocking the end of that concave with a Berserker, at least in the past couple of seconds. That Shockwave was kind of dodged here. Heal Scroll, but maybe a little too late. Pocket Factory dies level 4 on the Torrent Chieftain. This is not looking too bad for OrcWorker. Still 52 supply versus 53. A game on a knife's edge here. TC dropping fairly low. Demon Hunter coming back in with big right clicks.
Yeah, full HP, almost level 4 for him by the way, but there's barely any talents left at all. There's a level up for him. OrcWorker should be able to clean this up because now the Blade can't get control anymore. Oh, but look at those walkers, man. Yeah. They're super low. Everything is super low. Are there heal spells available? There's one.
Oh, this Hawk is so good right now to kill these walkers. At least one heal scroll being used with a back against the shop. There is still more mana for the Quill Beast. Talents are coming back more and more. 52 supply versus... What is it? Oh, Beastmaster is in trouble. Has to force the town portal. Where is it? There we go. A little afraid there that Foggy wouldn't go for it. But yeah, OrcWorker holds on. He lost a lot in the end, but his expo is up and it stays up. Foggy, for him it's the same, and he's still at 54 supply.
Boy, that was expensive though, to hold on to this expansion, man. Yeah. Like, OrcWorker is down to almost nothing. Greater Invul is gone. All heal scrolls are gone. Greater mana, I mean. Invul is gone as well, of course. And now look at the hero levels for Foggy. 4, 4, 3.
Whoa.
That's the dream.
Yeah. That's really good. I mean, the Hawk was so nice to pick up the 2 walkers in the back. Tinker level 3 is a huge upgrade. And yeah, level 4 for the TC doesn't really mean too much for you. Same for Blade Master 3. He's far away from his important levels. And for the Night Elves, every level is good. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. And I wouldn't mind if Foggy kept up the pressure right now. He has a pretty strong fighting army already. He's got double scrolls of healing. Leaving the main or attacking, however, without a TP, that could be dangerous. And there's really no need to take that risk. But at the moment, he doesn't seem to want to go for the attack. Just gonna keep on creeping, gonna get another big consumable here. Maybe this time it's not mana. And actually, it's his summons here who are gonna harass the expansion a little bit.
Yeah. They are. Hawk can of course easily run away. What's up?
So Wand of Mana stealing again.
At this point, I think every point of mana you burn from the TC is good. Especially if you get the mana potion.
I don't know. I think these heroes are so strong for Foggy. As long as they survive, I think they win the game. He has a lot of gold, dude. 1,000 in the bank for Foggy. Not spending it yet. Thinking wisely about how he wants to make his investment.
2 heal scrolls, 2 invuls.
Hopefully not Bitcoin. I heard that one didn't work out too well.
Nature's Blessing has been researched. Gold mines 3,600 in. 2,700 here. OrcWorker 65 supply all of a sudden. In heal scroll and invul on the TC at only 1 of each. No healing, no mana potions. But Foggy, is he again banking too much? Now he's breaking upkeep, but once again, a big yellow mass coming south.
This would be the perfect time to fight right now for the for OrcWorker. Foggy is still not with all of his army, but he's getting mercs, has that reinforcement immediately. 3 Berserkers for a Night Elf. Yeah. Might be the first time I see this in this matchup. Very rare to see that indeed. And the bigger the armies get, the more splash damage becomes accessible and effective, I mean. Good from the TC, but guess what? Also for the Fairy Dragons. How many do we have? Only 1. Kind of surprised. I thought we were going to see more. More are going to start coming from the main. And once again, OrcWorker has to defend. He has a supply lead, but only very slightly.
And it's now on the demon to prepare this a little. We don't have to talk about level 5. That's not going to happen for the TC, but he doesn't have a mana potion. And does he still have the Wand of mana stealing? No, he doesn't. Okay, so he's relying on mana burn. But he's in a good position. That shockwave didn't hit too much.
Has another one, but I don't know if he gets burned, of course. The Raiders are reaching around, they're finding decent surface, but now the Talons are kind of protected by the Berserker friends, and he's using the invul to go for the Pocket Factory. He gets that kill, but now the invul's over. Level 4 for the Blade Master, finally the Talons trying to scramble, trying to get away. They're in the middle of everything. The Walker's starting to drop low as well. Did Foggy bring a TP here? Yes, he did. He can escape if he should need to. Lots of consumables still on his side as well. And I think now he's all out of Cyclone, and with that, normally this should turn in OrcWorker's favor as he's starting to find more and more pickoffs, more and more experience. And this TC, you said it wasn't going to happen, but he's so close to level 5 now.
I didn't expect him to make that much damage here. Another Talon falls. All the Walkers are in ethereal form, so the heroes can't attack him, but the Hawk and the Talons can. Still so many Raiders, but I think the heroes just can't defend that. Level 5 on the TC, level 4 on the Blade Master. Does he have... should have more in Snare. Maybe he can force a potion here. That's gonna happen. Invul potion has to be proper. The Blade Master is super low himself without anything anymore.
He's actually winning this. Foggy with barely any talents, but they keep on coming from the main. They reproduce so quickly. Heal scrolls once again have to be purchased here by OrcWorker. There's one in the shop. The second one's on cooldown. He has an invul as well, but he didn't bring enough heal salves. Can't heal up at the moment. Is this Foggy making it through? It's not over yet. The TC is level 5, but out of mana. Everything here is so low HP. He's going into ethereal form. Can't attack now. Level 5 for the Beastmaster, actually. The demon's almost there himself. He needs some hero kills. He's trying with the critical strike, but it's only one. It's not enough. Everything is dropping low. Everything is dying, and that is GG. And Foggy with the victory.
Oh boy, he was sweating there a little. In the fights especially. Game 3, very, very close in the fights. This could have turned one way or another. But in the end, Foggy stronger.
Thank you very much, Chaos Krieger. 6-month resub. Yeah, that was actually super close. That
way closer than expected.
Could have gone either way, certainly.
Yeah. Shows that OrcWorker seems to be in a decent state here. Maybe a contender for a longer run in the lower bracket, where he finds himself now. And I wonder, is this upgraded yet? Our bracket here. There we go. No, it's not upgraded, but Foggy in the winner bracket final. He will meet either Hawk or Cash, who will face each other next. Before that, we kind of have to restart the stream with a 3-minute delay. Because we kind of forgot about that and many other streamers as well. So we will do that right now. A 3-minute break here. And then we are back with Hawk versus Cash.